Now, in this video clip, I am going to show behavior of electric field intensity with the dielectric sphere. Now, first of all, when we give the charge for the dielectric media, for an example, plastic or glass, when we give the charge for plastic, it spreads all over the volume. If it is a symmetrical object, that the charge also spreads all over the volume symmetrically. Now this is a sphere, so that's why that the charge spreads all over the volume symmetrically. Now you assume this is the given dielectric media with distance r, radius is r, and given charge is q. Now it spreads all over the volume symmetrically. Now here I am going to find the electric field intensity by distance x. Now everyone knows if it is a sphere or ring, we have to take the Gauss theorem to find the electric field intensity. So in this time also we have tried phi equals phi, but the definition it gives EA, and this is given by this right hand side is given by the Gauss theorem, Q divided by epsilon naught. Now when we write this equation, now everyone knows this Q should be the resultant charge inside the Gauss surface, and A is the area of the Gauss surface. Now, first one, part 1. Now we are going to find the electric field intensity outside from the dielectric sphere. I mean x greater than r. X means our considered point with respect to the center. Now this is the point, I label that point as S. Now we are going to find the electric field intensity as S. Now it lies outside from the given dielectric sphere. So I am going to write that ES. Now this is the area, always it is given by 4 phi r square. Now this distance is x. Now here we have drawn the Gauss surface. Now this should be the 4 phi x square. When it comes here, you have to divide the q by the 4 phi x square. So I can write 1 over 4 phi epsilon naught and x square dc. Now everyone knows this 4 phi x square, 4 phi x square represents A. Now that is the area of our considered Gauss surface. Should be divided by epsilon naught. This should be the algebraical summation of charges inside the Gauss surface. Now this is the Gauss surface. Inside the Gauss surface, charge should be given Hall charge, that is Q. Now this is the electric field intensity at point S. Now if you want to write that value for V, electric potential, that should be 1 over 4 phi epsilon naught Q divided by X. Because now you can check it. Now when we do the calculations outside from the dielectric sphere, now all the charge, you better assume all the charge is concentrated at center, and take that charge is a pointed charge. Now you keep this whole charge at center like a pointed charge, then write the electric field intensity with your necessary distance. I keep all the charge at the center, then I write electric field intensity at x. Q is here, all the charge concentrated at center, Q is here. You assume that is a pointed charge, then write the electric field intensity by distance x. So this is the theorem. When you do the calculations outside from the dielectric media, you can keep all the charge at center. I mean, you assume all the charge is concentrated at center. Then you can write Ps also, potential at S. Q is here, distance is x, then you can write the value for electric potential. Now actually we use that Gauss law to find the electric field intensity. Now but anyway, when you do the calculation outside from the conducting sphere or dielectric media, you can keep whole charge at center. Now second part. Second part is x equals r. X equals r means our considered point is here. So I take that point as r, capital R. ER is given by 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught Q. Take the whole charge inside the Gauss surface, that is Q, divided by r x squared. X squared equals r squared because x equals r now. Now this is the value for E. Now again we can write the value for VR also. I mean the electric potential on the Gauss surface, on the surface, ER. K into, everyone knows that K means 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught. Now keep the charge at center, then write the necessary distance. Q divided by x. Now K equals 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught. This K. I mean, when you do the calculations on the dielectric media or outside from the dielectric media, you better keep all the charge at center and assume that given charge is a pointed charge. Again I repeat, when you do the calculations outside from the dielectric media on the surface, you better keep that whole charge at the center. And again you assume the given charge is a pointed charge, all the charge is at center, concentrated at center. When you do the calculations outside or on the surface only, like a conducting sphere. Now we are moving to by using that theorem you can write the electric potential also, electric field intensity and electric potential also. Now we are moving to inside the dielectric media. Now inside the dielectric media, now this is the given dielectric sphere. Now you assume this is the glass and this is the whole charge. Right. Now x less than r means radius of given sphere. This is the r. Now x less than r, this should be the x. Now you have to draw that Gauss surface like this. Again it represents sphere, but this radius is x. Now again A is okay. X equals 4 pi x square, that is okay. But anyway you have to find the Q. Q means total charge inside the Gauss surface. Now when you do the calculations inside the dielectric media, first of all you have to find charge per unit volume. Because if it is a dielectric media, charge spreads all over the volume. So that's why you have to find, first you have to find charge per unit volume, then multiply by necessary volume. Right. Now this is charge Q. Now Q lies in volume. Now this is the volume and this is charge. Volume 4 over 3 phi r cube. Charge is Q. Now this is the relevant volume of Q. Now we will find charge per unit area. When you find the unit volume, when you find the unit volume, you better divide these two parts by 4 over 3 phi r square, r cube. Q divided by 4 over 3 r. Now this is the charge per unit volume. Now that is okay. Now we can multiply necessary volume. So again I write that value from here. Now this is the necessary charge inside the Gauss surface. Q should be divided by necessary charge. Q should be divided by 4 divided by 3, 5r square, 5r cube. Again should be multiplied by necessary volume 4 over 3, 5x cube. You can cut these two values. So actually you can write this one. Always if it is a dielectric media, when you do the calculation inside the dielectric media, given charge should be divided by all the radius cube, then multiply by necessary distance cube. Now this is the charge inside the Gauss surface. This should be the value when we do the calculation. Now we can do it. A equals 4 pi x square. Now we can write inside the, now this is E, 1 over 4 pi, because A comes here, 4 pi x square here, this is epsilon. Now this is the Q. Q is given by Q divided by R cube into x cube. Now you can cut x to the power 2 here. So finally it goes 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught cube divided by R cube into x. Now this is the theorem to find electric field intensity inside the dielectric medium. Definitely they will give you symmetrical object, so you better divide by the whole volume. Charge divided by whole volume, it represents charge per unit volume. Then multiply by the necessary volume. Necessary volume means 4 divided by 3, 5x cube. So this is very important, because if it is a conducting sphere at the center, everyone knows that E limit to the infinity. But if it is a dielectric media at the center means x becomes 0. At that time E becomes 0. Just after the center, that the value undergoes y equals mx. This is y and this is distance, this is x. That whole charge is constant, radius of the glass sphere is constant. This is y equals mx. At the center x equals 0, so equals 0. Now this is very important. Just of the surface, everyone knows it is given by 1 over x square. Now this is the method to write that E inside the Gauss surface. But they don't ask you the electric potential inside the Gauss surface dielectric media, because if you want to find that, you have to do the integrations. So in the A level, they will ask you E only inside the dielectric media, but outside and on the sphere they will ask you E and B. Right. Again, we will draw the variation of distance and electric field intensity in the dielectric media. Now I am going to draw the variation here now. Now you assume this is the given dielectric sphere. This is the given dielectric sphere, and again I draw the variation of E relative to the distance. Now this is the distance, right? Now everyone knows inside means x less than it is given by 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r cube into x. Now when you draw the variation between electric field intensity and the distance, it is given by y equals mx. When x equals 0, y equals 0, E equals 0, from here to there, it undergoes the y equals mx. At the center, it becomes 0. But if it is a conducting sphere, at the center, that E limit to the infinity. Now, after the x greater than r, now E is given by 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by x cap. Now this is the inverse combination. Now E inversely proportional to the x. So at that time we have to draw the tangential like this. Now this is the variation of electric field intensity related to the distance. But anyway, electric field intensity is a vector. So you have to take the sign principle. Now this is the center. For the right direction, I take electric field intensity is plus. This is plus. Electric lines come here away from the positive charge, and when plus represents right hand side, minus represents left hand side. Now when we draw the variation from here to there, you have to draw like this. Now this is the variation. Now this is the theorem to find electric field intensity and the variation of electric field intensity with the distance. But now again this is very important, but I can't draw this part when I take the distance here, because the distance has no negative values. But when they ask about the variation of electric field intensity along the x-axis, I can draw this one. But if they represent this x is distance, I can't draw this one because distance has no negative values. When they ask about the distance, you can draw this part only because distance has no negative values. When they ask about the variation of electric field intensity along the x-axis, at that time you can draw this part also. Now this is the variation of electric field intensity along the x-axis. This is the method to find that E and V with the dielectric sphere. But they will not ask you what is the electric potential inside the dielectric media. But they definitely ask you what is the value for electric field intensity and electric potential outside from the dielectric media on the surface, and they ask inside electric field intensity only, but not the electric potential inside. Right, this is the method to find that electric field intensity and electric potential with the dielectric media. Now this is very important. When you take the dielectric media or conducting media, conducting sphere or dielectric sphere, when you do the calculation outside from the dielectric or conducting spheres, you can keep that charge at center. Assume all the charge is concentrated at center. Then write the EOV with the necessary distances. But inside the conducting sphere, E becomes 0, but inside the dielectric media, it undergoes the y equals mx. Inside the conducting sphere, at the center, E goes to the infinity, but at the center dielectric media, E becomes 0. This is the method.